20 disturbing things hotel maids have found. According to Reddit. Number 20. 5 years in hotel security. Some females have very heavy flows and don't prepare themselves for bed. Several times, housekeepers thought it was a crime scene and called us. Also, lots of unsecured and loaded firearms. I would just unload them and lock them in the guest safe and then change the code so they could have a short lecture before getting it back. A commenter responds, "Glad someone is worried about gun safety. Took my hunter safety course and grew up around guns, so glad someone is trying to pass it on to those who are not smart enough to leave a loaded gun unattended."
What a lovely way to start. Menstrual blood everywhere.
Well, menstrual blood. It's the way of life. Number 19. I wasn't a hotel maid, but a maid of one of those Renomaid companies where we had weekly appointments to people's homes. One family had a teenage daughter who had the flu, and she had vomited all over the bathroom floor. They didn't clean it up because they knew I was coming the next day. Ugh, I did it begrudgingly, expected to get a $20 tip or something. Didn't get as much as a thank you. I was fired shortly thereafter for not cleaning well enough. I was not all that upset. A commenter responds, "And here we are cleaning because the maids come tomorrow and we don't want them to think we're filthy animals." Well, that's how typical women are, yeah. The maid's coming, we gotta clean. The Simpsons episode where Marge is cleaning because somebody's coming to clean the house is fucking perfect. Boy. Somebody says, "I love that. My dad used to hire maids, and every time he'd say, 'Clean up, the maids are coming tomorrow,' I always wondered why the maids came after we cleaned. They basically got $200 to dust and vacuum. Because they're paid to clean a house, not pick up cum socks and fill your hamper for you." Wow, nigga. You just projecting the cum socks onto this guy. You don't even know this guy. People commenting on the internet. People got other shit to say. Number 18. I worked as a housekeeper in a small hotel for maybe 2 months. One day, we had to clean a room covered completely in paper towels. Everything was covered. The bed, the chairs, the floor. Not horrific, just weird. The next one is why I hated my job and was happy to have gotten fired. We had to clean a room covered in shit. Human poo. On the bed, on the towels, everywhere but the toilet. The towels were twisted and covered like they had been shoved up someone's ass. And to top it off, oh, I had to break. And to top it all off, when I asked about being able to use gloves, I was told, "No, nigga, what? What? No gloves. I like it better this way. You clean poo, no gloves. Poo all over the hands. Ha 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 ha. You earn paycheck good." You hear all this shit in the background? It's like some guy's like landing on planet Earth with his fucking flying motorcycle. Hagrid outside. Oh shit. I'm making Harry Potter jokes in here. Do you know who Hagrid is?
I don't know who Hagrid is.
You're a wizard, Stripe. You're a wizard, Stripes. Just grab that shit-covered stuff by the edges where they're shit-free. I hated that place. The top commenter responds, "So many health hazards and OSHA violations. It pisses me off to think that some employers are such assholes that they don't give a fuck about their employees." I would imagine that comes with being like people that are over other people. I'm also surprised at the amount of people who found shit-covered rooms or shit in the bed. Like, that's what you're sleeping? Like, that's what you're sleeping. Okay. Some people really are animals. Hell, most animals don't shit where they sleep. That's the truth right there. This is the comment. Number 17. We are not making progress here. Ooh, look at this comment. Somebody ran a life story over here. God. Not a maid, but a homeowner. We bought a house, my husband and I. A lot of stuff was left there from the previous deceased owners. Oh no. We found a lot of tools and a half-drunk scotch bottles in the garage. But the creepiest thing was a room we dubbed the rape room. Oh yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This post now has permission to get long. In the basement was a room we suspected was the old coal drop room. And it had a red door with a lock on the outside, with 2 broken locks above it. Inside were 2 pallets, a commode, an old-ass TV with bunny ears, and the ground-level windows were painted black. The red door itself has an old yellowed pin-up poster that said, "This room is X-rated." To further the strangeness, we found next to an old drill press a projector, and the tool cabinet found boxes upon boxes of film reels with innocuous titles such as Vacation 1968 and Christmas 1982. I had recently seen the movie Sinister and refused to look more closely at them. Oh, you saw some bullshit movie where it wasn't even that scary, and because you live in a white girl life, y'all aren't paying attention to shit that's going on in your house, nigga. This is your house. Edit. To answer some questions. 1, we bought it because it was a big house in a good area, cheap as well, and we were in a hurry to move from our previous place because we lived in a crime-ridden apartment where our neighbor had been stabbed in the foyer of the building. Omelette du fromage. My husband signed for the house while I was in labor with my second kid. Continue, Stripes.
I just think it's pretty bullshit they didn't even bother to watch the tapes. It would be killing me to know what's in there.
Yeah, I mean, fuck this story. Fuck the people who upvoted this story when this story has essentially no payoffs. Maybe there's something in the comment section, so let's fucking get to it. And then they, they update in the fucking post with, "Oh, here's the reason we bought the house, because this is what you're interested in, right? This is disturbing. This is what we're trying to read. You're wasting my time and my life, and if I find you people." I asked my ex, a photographer and film major, to look at the reels, but he said trying to restore them might destroy them. You talking to your ex and you got a husband? Anyway, I researched into the homeowner, but he had no charges against him ever. Nigga, what you getting in people business for? Just watch the damn tapes because you found them. And my officer, this whole story, and my officer acquaintance said the department wouldn't even bother with something like that since it sounded like a sex thing. You just getting more and more people involved, man. You the creep. This bitch the creep. Don't out yourself for being a fucking creep. You buy somebody's house. You find some shit in that house. You know what I mean? You low-key go through that shit. Do you know what I mean? You remember the first episode of Supernatural? When shit goes down in the house, and then later on, spoilers for people who haven't seen Supernatural, they go back to the house because Sam is having crazy nightmares, and then they find a lady who finds their shit in the basement. You know she was low-key going through that shit. You know what I mean? But if it was locked, you would try to break it open yourself. You don't need to get like a locksmith involved and the town crier. And what are you doing? And yes, weird shit happened around the house all the time. Pass, nigga, pass. You know, the house was haunted. Oh, so spooky.
But are you talking about the episode with like the black psychic? That's the one?
Yeah, Missouri.
How do you remember her name? How many times?
Missouri Mosley. I just remember the show. It was at its best in the initial. To be honest, Supernatural ain't nothing but X-Files for a new generation, and the show was really, really good. But
I can understand why people dived off when
I remember it very well because it had to do with their father, and when they were looking for their father, and he wrote in the journal, went to Missouri. You know what I mean? They thought it was a place, but it was actually a woman named Missouri. And we are thoroughly ruining Supernatural for somebody who, for some reason, at this point still hasn't watched it and is deciding out of nowhere, you know what, I'm gonna go watch Supernatural. Oh no, this has been ruined for me. In the middle of what?
She'll like 12 years old at this point, maybe older. I can't tell what season they're in.
Look. People want a disturbing list. I'm gonna be the person that they get mad at. But let me tell you something, subscribers. Not subscribers. Subscribers know what the hell's going on. But anybody watching this video expecting something that you didn't get, don't blame me. Blame these assholes on Reddit writing this horse shit. You know what I mean? And the worst part is, she edited this to answer some questions. What would be my question? Is, did you ever have this shit figured out. Did you watch the tapes? If so, what's on the tapes? If not, shut your fucking mouth because I don't fucking care. People asking about the house and did things ever float in the house? Did you hear things moving around and then when you went there was nothing going on? You ever shine a flashlight and then it seemed like something was moving down? Oh my god.
She bothered to like she kind of looked into the tapes trying to get it restored involving other people, but did she ever look into the person that used to own the house before her, like the dead person apparently? Look
at the comments, it's just mirroring my exact thoughts. The fuck are you seriously going to leave us hanging for like that? What was on the tapes? On the tapes. You haven't watched the movie Sinister? OP is not going to watch the tapes. That movie fucks you up. Sure, bro. Sure. Okay, you know, it's not The Ring, bro. It's not The Ring. Number 16. I got a little surprise from this scary fucker. Now, Stripes, this is a family show that apparently I got going on. You know what I mean? So, do you think that this is a risky click here?
No, I don't think it is. I think you'll be fine. There's not going to be 8 tits. There's not going to be 2 tits. You're going to be okay.
Oh my god. It's just a Despicable Me. Fucking... I thought this was a risky click. That's good. That's good. It's just a Despicable Me Happy Meal thing in the corner of a goddamn.
I mean, if it wasn't bad, it'd be marked not safe for work, wouldn't it?
You don't know what Reddit, baby. You don't know what Reddit. So number 15, ex-maid for Super 8 in a shitty town in rural Nevada. I thought all kinds of weird stuff, but the thing that takes the cake. I found all kinds of weird stuff, but the thing that takes the cake was the entire toenail of someone's big toe. Found it in the bathtub. I almost vomited. I get cringed. I get like, you know, skittish and
you told me
my skin crawls. That's is when nails like breaking off and stuff like that. I can't fucking stand that. I can't fucking stand that.
There's a lot of things you'll stomach, but that's not one of them.
I just don't like it. Ew. It makes me, you know, like immediately start digging my nails into my skin, like to protect them from this image that's trying to get me. I turn like full, you know, superstitious old man where, you know, a picture's gonna steal my soul. I misread that, says the top comment, and thought it said someone's entire toe. Don't Reddit at 4 in the morning, kids. Well, it's almost midnight for me here.
My sister lost her toenail once.
Regale us, Stripes.
This like giant glass block with a nice figure inside just fell on her toe and smashed it, and then she screamed, and then we had to get it taken out. That's about it. It ruined her toe.
It's still ruined?
Well, no. It crushed it, but not like crushed it. You know?
Let that be the quote from Stripes this video. It crushed it, you know, but not like crushed it. Ex-maid for a Super 8. Oh wait, I just read this. Anyway, number 14. Not a hotel maid story, but my brother used to do cleaning and maintenance work for the dorm buildings at his university. A water pipe burst in on one of the dorm buildings over winter break, so he had to go into a bunch of people's rooms to box up their stuff and check for water damage. One of the rooms he had to enter was absolutely wallpapered with photos of a female student. Absolutely wallpapered, my nigga. There were hundreds of weird candid shots taken of her around the campus. This motherfucker took the liberty of printing it to form a shrine to this bitch, sitting in class, eating in the dining hall, etc. Printed out on printer paper and stuck up all over the walls. A university staff member had unlocked the door for him, and when they realized what they were looking at, she told him to leave and relocked the room. My brother never found out what was going on, but he was called back to the final cleaning of the same room, now totally empty, a couple of weeks later. Whoever was living there had left the dorm or been kicked out. Uh-oh. Well, why would he stay after he killed that woman and ate all her hair? That would be weird. Oh, Reddit, you so crazy. Somebody else responds with a story. What?
Did it say do it for her? Like, in the midst of all those photos?
Oh, you're making a Simpsons reference when I thought you were making a Steven Universe reference. A story in the comments reads, I went to grad school with this guy who was an international student from Africa. Forget which country. You would, Whitey. He's personable and people like him, and I started to like him as well. I did a study session in our student union. I buy us both coffee and it's going well, but halfway through the session he starts to change a little. You like the voice acting there where it's just like I can anticipate some kind of, monkey balls going down? He's going off topic and I realize he may be flirting with me. But I know he's married. I'm just hamming it up at this point, aren't I? He asks if I'd like to get a drink with him sometime at a bar. I tell him no and move on. Then he asks if I'd like to get a hotel room. I shut that down as best I can without being insulting. I end the session several minutes later, but I'm crushed and squicked out. What the fuck does that mean?
I haven't heard that word in a while. That seems like a very TV tropes thing to say.
But I'm crushed and squicked out, baby. Flip it up and zip it out. What the fuck? No, I apologize, everybody who's, listening to this. I'll read another one of these lists and take it more seriously. And by that, I mean, I guess, calm down and not Kyle the fuck out. I'm really starting to treat these more like the podcast that they are. In case you thought that these were going to be straightforward lists. But to be completely fucking clear with you, I consider myself very capable of absorbing many types of vernacular, regardless of their cultural background. But that's a bit white for me, son. I haven't heard squicked out ever. So, well, yeah, Stripes, you the whitest girl I know.
I mean, like...
That's exactly the white girl response to something like that. I mean, like, squicked out means, y'all. Doesn't it sound like some shit I'd make up, subscribers? Squicked out. Shibble out the frugal groosh. To be repulsed, disgusted, or otherwise made uncomfortable. Oh my god, I am so squicked out. What the fuck? Look, man, I don't report him or anything. He was being very inappropriate, but I didn't want to get into it. A few months pass and I didn't really see him much, and actually not at all. Probably different classes or something. Then 6 months go by and other classmates start talking about him. Turns out he'd hit on many women students and was inappropriate. But what really happened was that in that time frame, his landlord walked into his apartment while he was at his computer looking at kiddie porn. Oh shit. The landlord reported him immediately and the guy was deported pretty much immediately. I was grossed out again, just like, why? Kiddie porn? Without being insulting. I was like that too when I was a college grad student. Parents, please let your daughters know that it is acceptable to be insulting when someone is being inappropriate. At my age, I'd have to say, fuck off, you disgusting piece of shit, and left the study session. Yeah, you girls listening to this shit right now, you need to be firm as fuck with a motherfucker. Do you understand me? I'm a grown-ass man, and I can tell you I'm from the streets. You need to understand that half of these niggas ain't playing, and that you need to understand that you live in a world with other types of females, with other types of basic bitches. These other girls are your kryptonite.
Bitches.
What, Stripes?
Nothing.
You singing the word basic bitches? She's so bad. Anyway, look. The bottom line is, a lot of girls that people have dealt with in the past and they will deal with after you are the types to play games. Do you know what I mean? Some girls will block dudes just to get them to, prove themselves by finding another way to communicate with them. They thrive on that type of attention. You know what I mean? There are women out there, to put this very plainly and concisely, where no means yes. Okay? Does that mean that it should be the norm and that's the way that things should go? No. But there are women out there where for them, no means yes. And what that means is if you're not outrageously firm with some of these fuckboys, they're going to take you for another one of these basic ass bitches. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't, that doesn't live seriously. They play games. They like to play games, and they like to be the subject of games, and they do everything that they do for attention because daddy wasn't there for them in a capacity where they could just act like a functioning and well-off motherfucker. Jesus Christ. Remember when we were telling a story about lists from the perspective of hotels and maids, and then we got off into some story about some guy and how he was like, I am from Africa. Well, I forgot how to do my African accent. What you are trying to tell me is that you do not like to look at these children? These children have the... Okay, that's enough. I don't even know. I can't think of what to say that's appealing about kids.
Like this,
kids are gross. Yeah, I'm not gonna... No, let's not pin that on Jabumbo. I do not like to look at the kids like this, okay? The children are our future. And if we do not value them in a way that makes sense, we have to put the people who like this porn away. You cannot look at the children porn. That is not okay. And then the landlord come in and they find him. Good look, I would take the stick. I would go down to the river. You and me go down to river, and we take the stick from the best bush down there. Okay, that's enough. Jeez, that's bad. That's bad. I hope nobody made it this far. I hope nobody that doesn't know me didn't make it this far, because dear hotel maids, you know. I apologize for the time my husband drank 2 bottles of Sutter Home and half a dozen chocolate brownies, and then spent the night crying and puking in the bathtub, the toilet, the sink, everywhere. I tried my best to clean it up. I tried my best to clean up what I could, but I'm sure the sink alone ruined your day. I did leave an extra tip. I'm so sorry. He promised he's never going to do it again. Edit. My husband is getting a kick out of everyone's assumptions about him, me, and our relationship. Good old Reddit. You crazy kids. 2 bottles of Sutter Home and half a dozen chocolate brownies, and then spent the night crying and puking. Is your husband a depressed, bulimic, college-age female? Ooh.
Wait, but what's the first thing? Sutter Home?
Yeah, we don't know what the hell this is. We can only imagine it's some kind of fucking drink. But yeah, it does sound like a pansy-ass drink for faggots. So I think everybody in the, yeah, it's a nice wine, yeah. And it comes in like wine spritzer fucking colors. Look at this shit. Look at this homo shit, you know what I mean? Drink some hard shit, yo bitch. Oh, looks like I've had 2 bottles of this. Why doesn't Friends come on anymore? I'll be there for faggot.
Friends still comes on TBS though.
I think I was implying that it's canceled, and in this you know, specific scenario that I was hypothetically building, the guy who was crying was, you know, generically having some kind of thing that he was in despair about. You know, it's typically a canceled TV show, you know.
That hard stuff you were giving me back in Florida. What was that called again? That had me like hugging a bucket for an hour.
It was just Jamaican rum, man. You're a lightweight, so, you know, it was kind of like... To be honest, I feel like the hardest part of that is drinking it. So the fact that, like...
I had two shots.
Well, you did have 2 shots, our girls. Lightweight. My first job as a teenager, I was a hotel maid. I've seen a lot of weird shit, but one situation that stood out was this creepy old man who would hit on me and my friend. Every time we would clean his room, the top drawer of his dresser would be open with what seemed to be a strategically placed unused condom that legit was like from the 1970s. Oh, I guess he never got to use it. What?
How vintage of him.
How vintage of him, yeah. You know, a hipster chick would want to bang him in an instant just to get to use that.
I just tried a 1970s condom, and you haven't lived until you've had one of those things in your catch, in your snooter.
Instead of a cooter or a snatch, it's a snooch or a catcher. Stripes?
A catcher?
Are you enjoying my vaginal, okay, look, I worked as a cleaner in a hostel in Amsterdam. I've had to clean some nasty things, and some amusing. Some of the more memorable ones are used condoms. Don't do this, Kyle. I'm sorry. Bloody tampons, pads, various sex toys, a box of nail clippings. Ew. Many bags of drugs, sticky rubber duck. Why is it sticky, homie?
Why is it sticky?
A Book of Mormon. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. a satanic Bible. That's pretty legit. So much poop. So much poop. Blood, vomit, and cum. I have been assaulted. Seems pretty cool. Whatever it means. I'm kidding. I've been assaulted many times at work. While I closed one bathroom to clean it, I had a man push me to the wall, walk in, and start pissing on the floor in front of me. What? Also, the wankers. So many men would lie in their beds masturbating while I cleaned the room around them. Oh. Also, one time I found a bunch of newspaper clippings on a murder that happened in Belgium. Later on, there was a news segment that this murderer was thought to be in Amsterdam, and a photo of the man was put up. It was the man. It was the same man who stayed at work. We phoned the police, but had checked out. He had checked out by then. Why the fuck do you clean the room while they sit there wanking? Why don't you just leave? Wow, this sexy maid is really getting the role of the cleaner. Getting into the role of the cleaner. Come on now. I think this is her responding. Well, I usually would and then come back later and hope that they had gone. But I was working on a schedule too. Okay. We better get into some gangster shit right here. Late to another post. My grandma used to clean the hotels. I used to go with her because it was laid back as a job and nobody else could watch me. My grandma was cleaning and I was sitting on the counter playing with my DS. I wanted to get a drink, so I checked to see if there was anything in the ice freezer. There was no ice, but there was a popsicle box. I got so excited. I ran into the bathroom and asked my grandmother if I could have a popsicle. Assuming that there was that they were in a plastic wrap, she said yes. I ran back to the freezer and reached into the cardboard box and pulled out a long purple dildo. Covered in shit.
Oh!
Human feces. Human feces.
So it's cold, it's purple, and it's in the ice box.
I was 7 years old.
Poor guy said he was 7. You really liked that. I need to isolate that Stripes laugh. I almost called you by your real name again. You'd have a problem with that, wouldn't you?
That's not my name, Gail.
What flavor was it? Shit flavored, Randy. That's quite the popsicle. Melts in your butt, not in your hand. What, I can't make myself laugh? You people are harsh. I used to work part-time as one. I'm a man, so not exactly a maid. Okay. Once I found a sticky yellow dildo with a smell that will suffocate your soul and scar you for life. It was shaped like a deformed Neptune's trident, with 2 honking big holes and a smaller pole. No, two big poles and a smaller pole. Not even one. No, not even half the size of the first 2. I hope they are called poles since I'm not a dildo-engineer. Okay. I have heard of rabbit vibrators since my girlfriend has one. I bet you she needs it. Anyway, but not a 3-headed one. It was stuck under the mattress, leaving the middle of it a little sickly green. Okay. Dildongineer. Somebody really liked that one. Do you say it Dildongineer or Dildongineer? Well, I said Dildongineer. We shouldn't be getting into this, Stripes. You're not that impressed by it either. I had a summer job cleaning a hotel. One day a coworker told me she walked into her first room that day, and the first thing she saw neatly arranged on the desk were 3 dildos and a note saying, "Please wash," and a 20-crown note, about $2. She didn't. How are you not going to leave at least $1 per dildo? Unreal, you know what I mean? Fucking Reddit commenters. They were not thinking in dollar terms. They left nearly 7 crowns per dildo. Maybe that is a relatively good amount. Come on now. Come on now. They obviously did this for a laugh, and there's probably a smiley face too. Please wash, smiley face. I was a housekeeper on an island resort, and we had contractors living there during the week building a new high-rise whatever. They would go home for the weekend, and we had to clean their shit. Come on, man. What's with the shit? It's a shit post to get it. shut up. You're a piece of crap. You understand me? They were getting free accommodation and didn't give a shit. They were always fucked. What kind of weak old plates of food, spilt bong water, but the most confusing moment was in the bottom of the fridge. There was a layer of sand, a couple of centimeters thick and rock hard. So I proceed to chip away at the sand, biscuit, and as I do, I start to see small curly hairs appearing. Loads of them. To this day, I still don't know how so many pubes got into the sand in the bottom of a mini fridge, and what acted as the binding agent. Not sure I really want to know either. Nigga, sand and pubic hair? Did it look anything like this? That made my jaw drop. Because that would be horsehair plaster. It isn't much used in construction anymore, so maybe they were demolishing some older buildings and had some scrap horsehair plaster around. Mostly sheetrock is used these days, or maybe they still use horsehair on that particular island. Here's another example. Why are they putting horsehair in plaster?
I don't know. Some kind of bristle effect?
I just want these quotes out of context. Yes, Stripes. Just a clip of Stripes going,
I don't know, some kind of bristle effect? Whatever. Ugh.
He's so rude.
Oh man, I hate it when they're removed. We gotta find. It's not the time for investigative. Here's the comment. Okay, I'm not a maid, but I used to work for a company in Las Vegas that specialized in cleaning out fully furnished homes that had been repossessed by the bank. I feel like this is going to be good because it was deleted. We did everything from yard work to cleaning toilets. Our job was basically to make the homes presentable for future buyers, and a lot of the time the old owners would leave all their shit behind, and because they were pissed about having to leave, they would leave us some fucked up shit to clean up. Repossessed homes, I get it. People are mad. Usually it would be something like a used condom or an unflushed toilet. But one time we found something so messed up that we threatened to quit if our employer didn't give the contract to someone else. In the upstairs master bedroom, there was a large queen-sized bed. 2 mattresses and a box spring. These comforters and blankets were covered in thick layers of semen. There was so much that I thought at first we thought it was what? There was so much that thought at first we thought it was semi-dried glue. There was so much that thought at first we thought it was semi-dried glue. There was so much that thought at first we thought it was semi-dry. You go part? Hold that thought, Stripes. So much that thought at first we thought it was semi-dried glue. Now, this was disgusting. What is this black stuff going on outside? I mean, I gotta stop with the racial stuff. What we thought. Oh my god. I don't even know if people can hear that stuff outside. At any rate, come on, man. Now, this was disgusting, but we were professionals, so we put on our masks, jumpsuits, and gloves, and lifted the mattress. And what we found made those of us who hadn't already vomited lose our lunch ourselves. In between the mattresses were multiple deceased cats. Nigga, what? Listen to me, Stripes.
Yeah.
We gotta re-record this, okay?
Why?
Because I want it to be a separate video on my channel here. and we're gonna call this the no. Let's just get through it. Maybe I'll record it again, but later. Holy shit! Deceased cat stripes. What the fuck? Some of them had their necks twisted and their legs split. What? The mattresses were covered in scratch marks. They were alive and placed in between the heavy mattresses before some sick, twisted orgy went on top of them. If this happened anywhere else, I would have been surprised. I had lived in 15 different cities in 4 different states, and Vegas still holds the trophy of the most vile place in the U.S. You think you're ever gonna fuck somebody on a bed that has a mattress on top of alive cats being smothered?
I don't know what place in my life I'd have to be for that to be a possibility.
So let me phrase it like this. If you were offered $1,000 to bang on a mattress that is smothering a cat, would you accept?
I wouldn't fuck for money, Kyle.
This girl's got it all sorted out. She's all down to earth and stuff. I cleaned villas for a few months in my late teens. They were pretty pricey, starting from $350, with most being around $600. People were generally pretty good, but maybe 1 in 5 were pretty bad. But the most memorable stay was the Asian busload. That sounds horrible. That sounds like a movie. They turned up in a minibus, maybe a dozen, men and women, and all in suits and looking very sensible. Us cleaners are happy. Business folk usually didn't leave much of a mess or cause trouble. Yes.
What?
I just smacked a fucking mosquito, and blood came out, so that means it drank from the Kyle. It would have killed it anyway. My blood's incompatible with you freaking organisms. Sorry. I literally took the time to smack a fucking creature before it made off with my perfect blood. Us cleaners are happy. Business folk usually don't leave much of a mess or cause trouble, and they had booked 3 of the 10 buildings. We rocked up the next morning after they had left to absolute chaos. The first 2 buildings had 2 wheelie bins of trash, takeaway boxes for a place not in town, personal hygiene products, packaging, wine boxes, empty shopping bags, junk food wrappers, etc. So they made trash. What's the big deal? I was on bathrooms and I nearly cried walking in. Hair in the drain, scum 6 foot of the walls, mud everywhere, spilt shampoo, soap trodden to the drain. It looked much longer than it should have. Finally, we finished up these 2 and were ready to start on the 3rd. It was much bigger, having a large entertainment area, and the first thing we noticed was the smell. Perfume, alcohol, and really, really strong cigars. We left the door open and took a smoke-go. Yes, that's what they call a smoke break. The head cleaner went in here. Look, guys, let me just finish it. The head cleaner went in first after our break and could hear her swear, "Oh shit, look what they've done. Jesus, what the hell?" First leading from the door was the big drops of red wax on the wooden floor. Then lots of beer bottles. Some were broken, then some more rubbish and a lot more wax. It was on the suede lounges, the kitchen benches, the bathroom basin. There were broken wine glasses in one spot, some with lipsticks, and then some of them with blood. Blood drops from there to the sink, more bottles, dozens and dozens of drinks. This is disturbing to you, nigga. You clean. I'm sorry to get frustrated, guys, but this just seems like, you know, what the fuck do you want?
I mean, how do you follow a dead kid under a mattress, though?
Yeah, how do you follow weekend at dead cats under a mattress orgy in Vegas? What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, baby. You want to have an orgy?
I mean, I've had an orgy before. That doesn't sound too exciting. I gotta live my life in a thrilling way. I'm gonna have to pass on your orgy.
But hold on. What if I told you there was live cats under the mattress where we fucking on?
What time it is? What time the orgy is?
You like that? What time the orgy is? Anyway, I work at a hotel. How come we don't have stuff like that, like animated? That's the stupidest shit in the world. What time the orgy is? But after you fuck on a mattress.
Pretty boring taste, though. Fuck, stop!
I'm a grown man. I work at a hospital, but not a maid myself. Though one day, a maid found a woman who committed suicide. She checked in so her family would not be forced to find the body. Oh no. It was the middle of the day, and the hotel was mostly clear of people. Nobody heard the gunshot, and we have concrete floors that stop the bullet from traveling out of the room. The way it was described to me was it was relatively clean. She laid in bed and put a pillow on her head and shot through towards the ground. It wasn't until the cops came that the blood got everywhere. The maid soon quit afterwards. Oh, the poor lady. Going back to the Asian one, the reason that I love the Asians, and this is gonna sound so like I want to say like 80s like talking man as far as like how I'm regarding them all as the Asians, but the thing that I can say that generally is true among most Asian people is that they work very hard and they play just as hard. So I love the stuffy businessman Asian trope, you know, that's like this very typical fucking thing that everybody, you know, associates with this stuffy guy that has no fun and blah blah. But nah, nigga, I would imagine these people get down stripes in ways that would probably almost kill them. So when this maid in the last story was just like, I can't believe they made a mess. These people booked this place for a party and then they had a party? God, I never. It's because they're Asian, you know. Like, hop off the Asian people, please. Okay, let's read the comments on this one. Somebody says this is extremely common in Las Vegas. Wow, people get rooms and then kill themselves? We're the second most common suicide destination in the United States behind the Golden Gate Bridge. The hotels do their best to bury that information. But when people jump off of buildings, parking garages are probably the most common, but 6 have managed to jump off the top of the stratosphere. It's considered a public suicide and will make the news. Wow. Are people coming to Vegas in order to suicide, or is this the result of people losing all their fortune at the tables and deciding to check out instead of facing the consequences? It's both a last shot at comfortable living and some insurance. You take all your money, bet it all, see if your life turns around easily, and when it doesn't, you've really fucked yourself over, so it's easier to go through with dying. Works out pretty well, especially with the gambler's ruin effect. Oh boy. Look, man, gambling's a fucking sad thing for the people who don't have the money to make it happen. Naked man in bath. I was 16. Knocked and called loudly before I walked in. He sat there with a big creepy grin on his face and a visible erection. Ooh, I was 16 years old. Ooh, this would be legal in some parts of the world. How you like that, Stripes?
It's pretty edgy. I mean edgy.
Did you just say Asian? Like a combination of edgy and Asian?
No, I didn't say that.
That's pretty Asian, guys. Oh, I love you long time. Was it Dominique Strauss-Kahn? Let's figure out who this is, because I don't get people's references. Unless it's Harambe. I don't know who the hell y'all are talking about.
Oh, I'm one of these guys. I like the kids. You a kid? Because I like you. You want to come in my bathroom? You want to see my erection in the tub, kids? You like the way I move when I talk? I'm thinking at you. That's why my lips aren't moving. Yes.
Stripes, do you have anything to say to Strauss-Kahn here?
I'm wondering, what if a girl sent you, like, inappropriate pictures of when they were 16, but you were into that girl?
My brother was a janitor for Holiday Inn and was once called to fix something in the guest room while they were out. He opened the door and found what appeared to be 3 newborn children in the bed. Turns out the old couple liked reborn dolls so much they took them on holiday and had added breathing mechanisms to them so the chest would rise and fall like a real baby.
No, but I mean if they weren't 16 at the moment. Like, they were 20, but they're sending
The
you
top
pictures,
comment
but
reads,
this
"What
is-
the fuck? That's so creepy." Somebody had rigged these babies to have chests that rise and fall. So of course people found them and got freaking creeped out. I googled it and regret it very much. I'm going to have nightmares. Why isn't it opening into a link?
Oh my god!
Enjoy your sleep while it may last. My real baby. My real baby. My hair's thinning, but I still love you. Goobo, gobble, one of us. That's enough. Okay, what? Fine.
Play like a Teddy Ruxpin song.
I'm not hearing you so well. One more time.
Can you please play a Teddy Ruxpin song?
I don't know what the hell Teddy Rumskin is. Hey, look, it's the final one. So, like, people can stop, you know, getting mad at me because it feels like I'm just checking out. Look, man, I'm going to do another one tomorrow. I'm going to start doing these every day. That'll be my gift to you, and I love you. If you feel like I should be doing another type of video, leave the comment in the comment section, and you'll be surprised at when I make the video and appeal to just you, and then everybody else is bad, because you can't please all the people all the time, but you probably please. What?
Well, you get. How will you ever get people to commission you if you keep doing requests to fail?
No one's ever commissioning me for anything, you know? It's all down to people like James and Mr. Nuding who will, you know, be sweet enough to wish list me stuff. But to be honest, I wanna ask people if they'd be interested in me streaming No Man's Sky, because I wanna get that game, but at the same time I almost don't have the money to throw at that game, especially if I'm not sure people will be interested in watching me play it. But if I knew that they'd love to watch me play it, then I could play it. The number one is ex-hostel housekeeper here, who was ready to tell the story of why I quit. It was a regular day with a slightly smaller than average schedule of rooms for the day, so I was in a good mood. I had 12 rooms that day. Normally I'd have 14 to 16. So I get to my last room. Oh, it's your last room, huh? That sounds really dramatic and good for this story. Excited to be close to the finishing for the day, and I open the door only to be greeted by a grotesque display of everything that is considered repulsive and dangerous to touch. There were, let's see if I remember this right, used condoms filled with semen on the bed, accompanied by stains which may or may not have been semen. There was blood all throughout the room, too much blood for there to have not been a murder. Like Jigsaw played a game in that room. Ha ha ha. Saw references. Topical, you know what I mean? There were used needles, crack pipes. Oh damn, nigga, just get out of there. Get out of there. When there's needles in the room, nah, homie. Can you imagine accidentally getting pricked by some like fucking diseased mother? Oh.
Like, what if there's someone like sleeping underneath all the trash though? You don't know.
Nigga, this isn't about people. You could get AIDS. You could get AIDS getting pricked by these needles. You know, I used to hear horror stories about people running around with AIDS needles just trying to juke people. It's scary as hell. Let me tell you something. Here. Okay. There's one reason that I'm not one of these people that's like running around in abandoned houses and wandering through the woods and looking at all kind of creepy shit. It's because not only is nature scary as hell, not only are people horrifying, especially when you meet them in a one-on-one / nobody is around type scenario, but fuck, man, the stuff that people use and just drop can screw you for life. There were used needles, crack pipes, other random drug things, empty pill bottles, broken and unbroken liquor bottles, cigarette butts, along with the ashes and burn marks, plus tons of trash. Then the bathroom. There was piss everywhere, baby. More blood, vomit in the tub and around the toilet, and here's the good part. Ceiling. There was vomit on the ceiling. I noped the fuck out of that room and called the front desk and asked them to call the police. The cops came to investigate the blood and drug use in the room and probably the people who had rented it and checked out. I left for the day. So the next day rolls around and I look at my sheet and see that same room. Confused. I go up to the 3rd floor and I see the room in the same condition minus the drug stuff. Condoms, vomit, blood, bottles, cigarettes, trash. All still there. I call the manager and tell him I'm not doing it. It's a job for a biohazard team. They tell me, just get what you can. Wipe everything you can off the surfaces. We'll have a fabric cleaner come in for the rest. Nope. I quit. I dealt with small amounts of bodily fluids on a daily basis, and I was fine with it. But this was way too much to ask for a 17-year-old kid on minimum wage. Hey, go risk your life on some needle shit in that fucking room. Fuck y'all. Pieces of shit. Noping out of there was the right choice. Minimum wage is enough to be risking so much by exposing yourself to that. Fuck these people. If you're one of these... my god. These old fogey motherfuckers. At any rate, let's check out my dank meme and see how it's doing on Pokemon Go. Hey, 1,400 upvotes. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, streams. For people who play Pokemon Go, here's a meme for you that I made earlier today. It says, so you like Pokestops tracking and catching Pokemon? And it's good. This is a South Park reference.
I think we need to better that inflection.
Yeah, it's good. Though here's the problem. I like the fact that I put the Niantic back here. Okay.
My favorite part is the Team Rocket logo.
Oh yeah, I did. Like we should see a side by side of that, with like the normal meme. But I don't care. 31,000 people have viewed this today, and you know what the fun part about this video is? They're probably only gonna be like 15.
Getting it though. Look, they're asking for context.
Yeah, there's only 5 upvotes on Imgur because people were like, I don't get it. And it just shows you the way of the world. Like 30-something thousand people saw it, and they were just like, see you later. But Reddit seems to like it, and I guess that's what matters. Do you guys have things to say about what we just did? I mean, let us know in the comment section. I'll be trying to make these on a daily basis, so if you got through it and didn't hate me, then, you know, you're a good person. You know, I love you.
Would say hipsters call vaginas now catchers?
I got the catcher's mitt right here. You know what I mean?
Dream catchers, Kyle?
I'm implying that my mitt is like a magnet for the pussy. See what I mean? And they're just like,
oh my god, what's coming over my body, Kyle? I feel like I'm just drifting into you. Oh, this is how I sound, Kyle.
I'm really losing it here. Like, we record these things for a while, Stripes.
I'd only ever let you bead my dream catcher, Kyle.
Bead your dream catcher. If anybody in the comments wants to bead Stripes' dream catcher, you know, let her know. It sounds like the police are coming after me, so I gotta skedaddle, guys. You guys take it easy.